Are your everyday vegetables silently making you feel worse? While we've all heard that eating more veggies is key to staying healthy, there's a lesser known truth that's especially important for seniors. Not all vegetables are created equal, and some can actually do more harm than good. That's right. A few common veggies sitting on your dinner plate might be working against your health, especially if you're over the age of 60. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to certain foods, particularly when it comes to digestion, inflammation, and blood sugar control. Unfortunately, some vegetables that seem perfectly healthy can lead to spikes in glucose, aggravate joint pain, or cause bloating and discomfort in older adults. The result? Slower mobility, painful swelling, poor circulation, and unexpected fatigue. In this video, we're going to reveal 4 vegetables that seniors should be cautious about. These are everyday foods found in kitchens across the country, often assumed to be healthy, but in reality, they could be quietly making things worse. But don't worry, we won't just tell you what to avoid. We'll also share healthier, senior-friendly alternatives that are easier on your body and better for your long-term wellness. If you're watching this, chances are you or someone you love is trying to eat healthier, stay mobile, and feel energized into their 70s, 80s, or even 90s. Understanding how these vegetables impact your body is the first step toward making smarter choices and preventing unnecessary health issues. So grab a pen or just sit back and pay close attention, because cutting back on just one of these could make a noticeable difference in how you feel. Let's take a closer look at which vegetables to limit and why avoiding them might be one of the smartest health decisions you can make this year. Number 1. Corn. Let's start with one of the most common and sneakiest vegetables that could be working against your health: corn. Whether it's on the cob, in a can, or processed into chips and tortillas, corn is often treated like a harmless side dish. But for seniors, especially those managing blood sugar levels or trying to avoid weight gain, corn can be a major concern. The problem lies in corn's starch content. Corn is a high glycemic food, meaning it breaks down quickly in the body and causes rapid spikes in blood glucose. And while it might not taste overly sweet, your body processes corn very similarly to sugar. For people with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or insulin resistance, a condition that becomes more common with age, those sudden glucose surges can put extra strain on the pancreas and worsen overall metabolic health. In fact, according to data from the American Diabetes Association, consistently eating high-starch foods like corn can contribute to elevated insulin levels, increased belly fat, and a higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease over time. And this isn't just about corn syrup or corn-based snacks. Even a serving of sweet corn can contain over 30 grams of carbohydrates, much of which comes from simple starches that offer very little in terms of fiber or protein. Another issue with corn is that it's often genetically modified and heavily sprayed with pesticides. This can pose additional risks for seniors who may already have weakened detoxification systems or more sensitive immune responses. While the long-term effects of GMO corn are still debated, there's enough concern that many health experts recommend limiting conventional corn consumption, especially in processed forms like cornmeal, grits, or corn chips. So, what can you eat instead? If you're craving something starchy, try swapping corn for fiber-rich vegetables like roasted carrots, steamed green beans, or oven-baked zucchini. These options are lower on the glycemic index and provide more vitamins and antioxidants to support your heart, digestion, and overall energy levels. If you're looking for a crunch, roasted chickpeas or baked sweet potato slices make great alternatives to corn chips without the sugar spike. And if you're wondering about popcorn, it depends. Plain air-popped popcorn in small amounts can be okay, especially if you skip the butter and salt. But flavored or microwavable popcorn often contains hidden oils, artificial flavorings, and added sugars, so it's best to enjoy it only occasionally and in moderation. The bottom line? Corn may not seem like an obvious offender, but it can quietly disrupt blood sugar, promote inflammation, and make it harder to maintain a healthy weight or energy level. For seniors looking to stay sharp, active, and balanced, it's wise to limit corn and choose vegetables that support, rather than sabotage, your well-being. Number 2. Potatoes. Next on our list is the humble potato. It's a dinner table favorite around the world, mashed, fried, baked, or turned into chips. But despite its popularity, the potato can quietly undermine your health, especially as you age. If you're over 60 and struggling with blood sugar swings, fatigue, or stubborn weight gain, this starchy vegetable may be part of the problem. Let's start with its glycemic impact. Like corn, potatoes are high in fast-digesting carbohydrates that can cause blood glucose levels to spike. A medium-baked potato has roughly 37 grams of carbs, and most of those come from starch. Once digested, that starch turns into sugar rapidly, leading to quick rises in blood sugar and insulin. This is especially concerning for seniors who are managing diabetes, prediabetes, or metabolic syndrome. And because potatoes are usually served in processed forms, think French fries, chips, or buttery mashed potatoes, they often come loaded with extra fats, sodium, and calories that compound the damage. But that's not the only concern. Potatoes have a surprisingly low fiber content, especially when they're peeled. And without fiber to slow digestion, the starch turns into glucose even faster. This can lead to energy crashes, increased cravings, and higher fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. It's no surprise that frequent potato consumption has been linked in some studies to weight gain and insulin resistance over time. There's also the issue of acrylamide, a chemical that forms when starchy foods like potatoes are cooked at high temperatures, such as during frying or roasting. According to the FDA, acrylamide is considered a potential carcinogen, and while more research is needed, it's something worth being mindful of, particularly for seniors who are already at greater risk for inflammation-related diseases. If you're thinking, but I love potatoes, don't worry, you don't have to give them up entirely. The key is moderation, preparation, and smart substitutions. Instead of deep-fried or processed potatoes, opt for small portions of boiled or baked potatoes with the skin on, which retains more fiber and nutrients. You can also switch to lower glycemic alternatives like sweet potatoes, which are richer in antioxidants and have a gentler effect on blood sugar. Even better, consider using cauliflower mash or mashed carrots as a substitute in your favorite recipes. These options mimic the creamy texture of mashed potatoes without the metabolic drawbacks. And remember, portion control matters. A plate full of potatoes can easily throw off your blood sugar balance, so if you're including them, pair with plenty of non-starchy vegetables and a good source of protein to stabilize your meal. While potatoes aren't bad in and of themselves, they can become a silent health hazard when eaten too often or in the wrong form. For seniors aiming to protect their energy, circulation, and metabolic health, it's smart to reduce potato intake and lean into more nutrient-dense, blood sugar-friendly choices. Number 3. Raw cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are often praised as superfoods, and rightly so. They're packed with antioxidants, fiber, and compounds like sulforaphane that support detoxification and reduce cancer risk. But here's the catch. When eaten raw, these same vegetables can cause major digestive distress, especially for seniors. Many older adults experience changes in digestion as they age. Your stomach acid tends to decrease, enzyme production slows down, and your gut may not tolerate certain fibrous foods the way it once did. Raw cruciferous veggies, while nutrient-rich, contain sulfur-containing compounds called glucosinolates and a type of carbohydrate known as raffinose. Together, these compounds can ferment in the gut, producing excessive gas, bloating, and abdominal discomfort. That's why even a small raw broccoli salad or a few florets of cauliflower can leave some seniors feeling uncomfortably full or even in pain. If you have irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, sensitive digestion, or are prone to gas and bloating, these raw vegetables might be quietly sabotaging your gut health. And when your digestion is sluggish or inflamed, nutrient absorption suffers, meaning even the good parts of these foods might not be doing you much good. It's important to note that cooking can make a big difference. Lightly steaming or sautéing cruciferous vegetables breaks down many of the problematic compounds while preserving most of the nutrients. This makes them easier to digest and less likely to cause bloating. So instead of eating raw broccoli in a salad, try gently steaming it until it's tender but still vibrant green. Add a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of sea salt for flavor, and your gut will thank you. Another strategy is to consume these vegetables in smaller amounts or pair them with digestive-friendly ingredients. For example, adding ginger, turmeric, or fennel seeds to your meals can help reduce gas and improve digestion. Probiotic-rich foods like yogurt or kefir can also help keep your gut in better balance when eating cruciferous vegetables. If you absolutely love these veggies raw but struggle with bloating, consider rotating them with other cooked greens like spinach, Swiss chard, or zucchini. These alternatives are gentler on the digestive system and still provide plenty of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Cruciferous vegetables are incredibly healthy, but how you prepare them matters. For seniors looking to reduce bloating, protect digestive comfort, and still benefit from these powerful plants, cooking is your best friend. You don't have to give them up, just make them easier to digest, and your body will be better equipped to reap the rewards. Number 4, eggplant. Eggplant might look harmless on your dinner plate, but for many seniors, it could be quietly contributing to joint pain, stiffness, or lingering inflammation. That's because eggplant belongs to a group of plants called nightshades, along with tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes, that contain natural compounds known as alkaloids. While harmless for most people, these substances can be problematic for individuals who are sensitive to them. Nightshade sensitivity isn't the same as an allergy. It's more subtle. For some older adults, consuming eggplant regularly can lead to an increase in inflammation markers, especially in the joints. You might not make the connection right away, but if you often feel a flare-up in your knees, hips, or fingers after meals, and eggplant is a common ingredient, it's worth taking a closer look. One alkaloid in particular, solanine, is believed to be a culprit in worsening joint discomfort for those with arthritis or inflammatory conditions. It can irritate the gut lining and promote a low-grade inflammatory response in some people. And while solanine levels in eggplant aren't dangerously high, long-term or frequent consumption could add up, particularly in someone already struggling with chronic pain or inflammation. Another concern is histamine. Eggplant is considered a histamine-releasing food, which means it can trigger histamine responses in sensitive individuals, leading to symptoms like headaches, itchy skin, or even digestive issues. If you've ever felt slightly off or uncomfortable after eating a meal that included eggplant, this might be why. Of course, eggplant does offer nutritional value. It contains antioxidants like niacin, which can protect cell membranes and support brain health. But when the side effects outweigh the benefits, especially in aging bodies, it may be time to consider alternatives. If eggplant is a staple in your cooking, try swapping it for zucchini, mushrooms, or roasted bell peppers, if you're not sensitive to them. These vegetables offer a similar texture and versatility without the same inflammatory potential. You can use them in stir-fries, casseroles, or grilled as a hearty side dish. And if you're not sure whether nightshades are affecting you, try a short elimination period, 2 to 3 weeks without any eggplant, tomatoes, or peppers, and monitor your symptoms. Many people are surprised at how quickly their joint discomfort or stiffness improves once they remove these hidden triggers. Eggplant isn't bad for everyone, but for some seniors, it may be quietly contributing to pain, swelling, or mobility challenges. Listening to your body and adjusting your plate could be the first step toward better comfort, less inflammation, and a more energized, pain-free day. When it comes to vegetables, most of us grow up believing they're always the healthiest thing on our plate. And while that's true for many, it's also important to recognize that not all vegetables work the same way for everyone, especially as we age. Seniors have different nutritional needs, different sensitivities, and often face challenges like slower digestion, blood sugar control issues, and increased inflammation. Corn and potatoes, though comforting and familiar, can spike blood sugar levels and contribute to insulin resistance when eaten in large amounts or in their processed forms. Raw cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower are packed with nutrients, but they can also cause bloating and digestive distress for those with sensitive stomachs. And nightshades like eggplant, though rich in antioxidants, might be silently fueling joint pain and inflammation in people who are already struggling with arthritis or other inflammatory conditions. But none of this means you need to give up vegetables altogether. The key is choosing the right ones for your body and knowing how to prepare them in a way that supports your health, not works against it. Steaming cruciferous vegetables, limiting starchy carbs, and substituting nightshades when necessary are all simple changes that can bring powerful benefits. And don't forget, there's an entire world of nutrient-rich alternatives like leafy greens, zucchini, mushrooms, bell peppers, if tolerated, carrots, and squash that can still provide flavor, fiber, and plenty of health perks without the unwanted side effects. Ultimately, prevention is about paying attention. By staying informed and mindful of how your body reacts to certain foods, you can make smarter choices that keep your energy high, your digestion smooth, and your joints pain-free. If you've noticed any of these symptoms, like bloating, fatigue after meals, or recurring joint pain, take a closer look at what's on your plate. Try cutting back on some of these vegetables and see if you feel a difference. Sometimes the smallest shifts in your diet make the biggest impact on how you feel every day. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more health tips tailored specifically for your needs. And if you have any questions, or if you've experienced reactions to any of these vegetables yourself, share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else find answers too. Stay informed, stay healthy, and remember, it's never too late to feel better, move better, and live better.